Police in Boston say they never knew. A stunning revolution before the House Homeland Security Committee when Boston's police chief says they did not know what the FBI knew about bombing suspect Tamerlane Tsarnaev.
Before the bombing, were you aware of the Russian intelligence warning regarding Tamerlane and the fact that he may travel overseas to meet with extremists?
We have three detectives and a sergeant who are assigned to the Joint Terrorism Task Force. One of my detectives is actually in the squad that investigated that. We have access to all the databases, but we were not, in fact, informed of that particular development.
That was the first headline from yesterday. New York Congressman Peter King sits on the House Homeland Security Committee and chairs the subcommittee on counterterrorism and intelligence. Sir, good morning to you. Take his statement first, and then I'll get reaction from the FBI. What did you make of that?
It just, to me, showed a terrible breakdown in cooperation between the FBI and the local police. How could the FBI have even thought of doing a full investigation of the older brother without asking the local police for input? It's the cop on the beat. It's the local police that have much more knowledge. They know what's going on. And if the FBI isn't truly a partnership with local police, then it has to share information like this. And unfortunately, this happens in New York as well as in Boston.
Well, I think the country was kind of impressed the way the FBI and the police worked together during the week. And that was one side of the story. The other side of the story is hang on. The FBI came back and said Davis, the police commissioner in Boston, had specifically assigned to a squad officers that probed Tsarnaev in 2011. So it's a he said, he said.
Well, I am definitely inclined to believe the police commissioner of Boston, because I can tell you, even after the bombing itself, between Monday afternoon and the shootout of Friday morning, the FBI still never told the Boston police about the older brother. So right up until after the shootout and after the MIT police officer was killed, the FBI still did not inform the Boston police of what was happening. I think Commissioner Davis handled himself extremely well yesterday. He handled all questions. He was willing to come up there. The FBI still hasn't even met with the Homeland Security Committee.
So you have issues with the FBI. That's what I hear.
On this, I certainly do. Also add the fact that they never told New York City that the bombers intended to go to Times Square. They never told them that. That's inexcusable. Now,
you have told us that that communication is absolutely essential if you want to stop further attacks. And you're 12 years removed from September 11th. How do you rectify this? How do you fix it?
I think it involves a change in culture. Listen, the overwhelming majority of FBI agents do a terrific job, but there's a certain level in the FBI that wants to hoard information, keep it to themselves, and maybe it's also the Department of Justice guidelines have to be changed, in that we're so protective and so concerned that somebody's feelings may be hurt that the FBI feels they can't share this information. For instance, the FBI, in doing its investigation of the older brother to find out if he was radicalized or not, never went to the mosque, never went to the imam. Who would know better? It's either local police or people in the mosque would have the best idea of whether or not he'd become radicalized, and the FBI didn't talk to either one.
Well, we need to do something about this. You heard Senator Lieberman. He talked about a serious and aggravating omission. I mean, his words were directed to the FBI. Now, I mean, how do you get answers?
We have to insist on it. And right now, the FBI has not even come up to brief the Homeland Security Committee on this issue. They refuse to do it. So, to me, this has to be, they have to be held accountable on this. They really do. And listen, not even to point fingers, but we're going to have, these are the type of threats we're going to have over the next several years. They're not going to be large-scale attacks from outside the country. They're going to be people from within the community. And that's going to require a joint effort by the FBI with all its talents and abilities, and the local police who have the contacts, who know what's going on in the communities and the neighborhoods. Working together, we can stop this. To stovepipe information and keep it apart, it's just going to invite another Boston Marathon bombing.
Well, strong words from Peter King this morning directed